Today we are going to learn about place value. Now, I know that we have studied place value before in 3rd grade. You guys did learn a little bit about place value. You did learn about the ones, the tens, the hundreds, right?
Yes.
Today, we're actually going to go a little bit further. We're not just going to talk about the ones, the tens, the hundreds. We're going to go a little bit further. We're going to start looking at larger numbers. So we're going to look at the thousands. We're going to look at 10,000. We're going to look at 100,000. We're going to look at 1,000,000. We're going to look at 10 million. We're going to look at 100 million. So we're going to go a little bit further than we did in 3rd grade. But we are going to study, generally speaking, the same idea of place value. So I did want to ask you if you could help me to read the standard and read the learning goal for today. Does everybody see the standard and the learning goal on the board?
Yep. Yes.
Can you guys give me a thumbs up? I want to make sure that we're all following along. Oh, wonderful. Good thumbs up. Okay. Who would like to help me read the standard on the board? Let me have Elon.
Read and write multi-digit using base 10 numeral, using number names and expanded.
Very good. And who can read the learning goal for me on the board? Aleka.
Read and write numbers in expanded form with numerals and using number names.
Very good. So we're going to read and write numbers in the expanded form using numerals, which are numbers, and using number names, which are in letters, using the words. I would like for us to check out the word bank just to make sure we understand these terms before we jump into our lesson. So we're going to start with the idea of place value. Now, place value, as you've learned before in 3rd grade, has to do with which digit is in which place, right? How much that digit is valued. So what we're going to do is we're going to expand our ideas. And instead of just looking at numbers up into 100, we're going to look at numbers beyond 100. One of those numbers that we're going to be looking at is the millions number. The millions number. And we're even going to go past that millions number. When we're looking at expanded form, is there anyone here who knows what expanded form means? Anyone who knows how to explain what expanded form means? Just so that we all have a good understanding. Why don't we have a conversation with our partners? I see a lot of people do understand what expanded form means. Have a conversation with our partners for about 30 seconds, and then we're going to talk about it.
It's like if you're like 2, you do 1 plus 1. Well, it's like if you
Perfect. You guys understand it? You understand what expanded form is?
Expanded form is a number. Write it. If you have 600, and then you do so it's 600 expanded form. 600.
Hey, I know you weren't here for a little bit. Right now we're actually talking about what expanded form means. Okay? So you can talk to Karen here for a minute. All right? Very good. And what do we put in? Hey, I heard a lot of really good discussions going on about expanded form and what that is. I would like for a couple of groups to maybe give me some examples of expanded form. Give me some examples of expanded form. Let me have, let's see, Angelisa and Marcus.
So we discussed
You can turn to everybody, it's okay.
8,000 times 8,532. It would be 8,000 plus
board? Do you mind? Okay. So your expanded form was 8,532, right? And in expanded form, that would be 8,000 plus 500 plus 30 plus 2. Does everybody see the board?
Yes.
Who agrees with Angelisa and Marcus? Thumbs up if you agree. Thumbs up. Very good. Okay, who wants to give me another example of expanded form? And I'll write it on the board. Another example of expanded form maybe that you discussed with your partners. Caitlin and Marcus.
So what we did was, for example, 2,964. An expanded form is 2,000 plus 600 plus 900 plus 60 plus 4, which makes 2,984.
Who agrees with Marcus, Pete, and Caitlin on expanded form? Okay. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the most, 1 being the least, how many of you feel like you understand what expanded form is? How many of you feel like you understand what expanded form is? 5 being the most, 1 being the least. Some of you may be 3s, some of you might be 4s. That's okay. I see a lot of good 5s. Okay. I think we are ready to move on with this lesson. Finally, we have the word period right here. And this word can pose a lot of problems. Mainly because in the past, here you've been taught math in French, correct?
Yes.
Yes. And so now you're actually learning math in English. The period has to do with which columns the digits are going to be in. So I'm going to project an example of a place value chart. You're all going to get your own place value charts, and we're going to work with these today just to make sure we understand what the period is. See? Go. There we go. Bring that down just a notch. There we go. So, place value chart. What you see next is here we have the millions period, the thousands period, and the ones period. In the ones period, we have ones, tens, and hundreds. In the thousands period, we have 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. And in the millions period, we have 1 million, 10 million, and 100 million. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
So the periods, that's actually how you're going to separate your ones, your thousands, your millions. Does everybody get it?
Yes.
Give me a thumbs up that you understand. Okay, very good. All right, now that we're done with our terms in our word bank, I did want to go over the essential question. Is somebody willing to read the essential question for me? How about this? If you're willing to read the essential question for me, are you willing to read it in a funny voice? Who thinks they can read it in a funny voice?
Yes,
Letters?
I can.
Oh, I was about to read it. Who thinks they can read it in a funny voice? But you have to be really loud so everybody can hear you. I see lots of good hands up over here. Why don't we have Nolan do it? Yes. Funny voice, Nolan.
What are some ways to write numbers to 1 million?
That was a pretty funny voice. Let's give him a round of applause, right? Okay, what are some ways to write numbers to 1 million? So today we're actually going to talk about a couple of different ways. One of those ways is expanded form. Another way is that we're going to use number names. Number names. So we're going to write the numbers using letters, words. So instead of just writing 2964, we'll write 2,964. All right, just want to make sure, are we all good? Are we ready to begin?
Yes.
Okay, first I'm going to pass out some place value charts so that everybody has one. Take one, pass it around your table. I think that'll probably be easiest. One, pass it around your table. Take one, pass it around your table. Yes, ma'am. I got it. Thank you, though, for offering.